Hey everybody, my name's Anders and today we're going to talk about setting up Facebook to be used by a young person. Now, I've just logged into my Facebook and this can serve as an example for any profile for a young person. We're going to go to the upper right hand corner to the arrow, click that, and then we're going to click on privacy settings. Now, from privacy settings, you're going to be able to modify exactly what this young person might be looking at and who they might be able to interact with on Facebook. I suggest that you read through all basic and advanced privacy information to ensure that they consistently bump into the right people and don't interact with the wrong ones. Under the paragraph for controlling your default privacy, I definitely recommend that you choose the custom setting. And then after that, we're going to run through this set of different settings to ensure that this person finds the right people. So for the How You Can Connect box, we're going to click Edit Settings. Now, we can change who can subscribe to us in the Subscribers tab, but right now we're going to focus on how we, as the young person user on this profile, connects. First, who can look up your timeline by name? Now, if anyone on Facebook wants to look up another person, they can instantly search them. But if someone wants to search and find things on your timeline, you would probably prefer that person to be a friend, especially when there's a younger person who's posting in that timeline. So ensure that friends is clicked here as opposed to friends and friends of friends or just plain everyone on Facebook. So we're going to leave that on friends. Next, we can change who can look up this young person via email address or a phone number that's been provided on this young person's profile. Again, choose friends. Who can send friend requests to this young person? Now this one's a little bit more complex because you could choose everyone and then everyone could send a Facebook request for friendship to this young person, or in this case, only friends of friends will be able to search out and find and then friend this young person who's using the profile. Allowing friends of friends to send friend requests to this young person gives those who know this young person the ability to friend them, but really leaves the control of who this young person can reach out and friend in the hands of that young person or their parent or guardian. And finally, who can send Facebook messages to this young person? In this case, you could have everyone on Facebook have the ability to do this, or you could choose friends of friends, or the most safe option, just friends. And at the end of the day, if anything is confusing to you, just click Learn More in the bottom left-hand corner. So when you're finished with that, you can just hit Done. Next up, we're going to go to our timeline and tagging option, which controls what happens when friends of this person tag this young person in a picture or in content they post, or whatever it might be. So we're going to click on our Edit Settings. That'll come up with this dialog box, much like the one from before. So just make sure that friends are the only ones allowed to post in the timeline of this young person, that friends are the ones who can see this, and then there's this other option, reviewing posts that friends tag this young person in before they appear on the timeline. See, this leaves the control in the hands of the parent or guardian or young person as to when something that this young person is tagged in on Facebook, when it will be released to all of their other friends. So if you want to review a photo before it goes out of this young person, if you want to review a post, whatever it might be, and just make sure it's free of obscene or offensive content, you may want to turn this option to enabled. Now, who can see posts that this person has been tagged in on their timeline? I would suggest you leave this at friends for the same reasons as before. Just leaving it in the hands of friends is the safest option. And then reviewing tags that friends add to your posts might be a good idea, because when a friend tags a friend of theirs in a post that you, as the young person, or that the young person has posted, when that person's friends tag someone else, then that someone else can come and look at that post. And so for ultimate security, you may want to review that post beforehand. Finally, who can see the tag suggestions when photos that look like you are uploaded? I suggest no one. That way, people who don't know this young person can get an idea of what they look like besides their profile picture. It's just safe again. Let's click Done. Next up, you can manage your settings for ads, apps, games, and websites for this young person. You may want to review this every once in a while just to make sure that this young person is using applications that are appropriate for them and what these applications do in terms of pulling information from this young person's profile. When you're finished, you can click back to privacy. I highly suggest, though, that you read through all of this. And finally, you're going to want to be careful about the audience that can see past posts before the posts that are going to be made by this young person after you've made the changes we've talked about today. So by managing past post visibility, you'll be able to change those settings as to who can see things that have been posted beforehand. Finally, you can block people. If there's someone who's harassing this young person online, you may want to input their name and/or email of their profile on Facebook and then block them, which will cut them off completely from this young person. I highly suggest this if there is someone who's being offensive or otherwise just kind of getting in the way of the good time that this young person could be having. My name's Anders Johnson, and today we talked about setting up a Facebook for the use of a young person.